Monday, December 10th, 2018, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. This morning I want to talk about how the currencies are all sinking. I wrote an article entitled Currencies, They're All Sinking back in 2007, so 11 years ago. And I'll look at that article, which is posted on marketoracle.co.uk. Yes, we need to focus on the fact that personally, and a lot of people think the dollar is going to go down against other fiat currencies, but we need to look at the fact that fiat currencies or current national currencies will be sinking altogether in the long term. In the short term, some might come to the surface to get a breath of air. Some might sink faster, right? Before that, of course, I will look at the market, see what they're doing this morning. It's around 7:30 a.m. London. So we've got right now spot gold 1247.40. So it's down about $1. The range has been 1246.80 to 1251.42. So we have been above 1250 overnight. I think it was late yesterday for me, just after the futures opened at 11 p.m. London. Silver is down about 6 at 1455. The low has been here at 1454 and the high has been 1471. So yeah, precious metals have given up a bit of the gain, but I still think they look positive personally. The stock market, we have rebounded off the lows. The Dow future got down to 24,140 and right now is 24,294. So we're about 150 points off the low. We're still down about 85. S&P, or just over a third of a percent. S&P is down 10 at 26.22. It got down as low as 26.09. The Nasdaq 100 future is just below 6,600, down 20, also a third of a percent. In terms of technical levels, I think the key levels now for the major indices for the Dow, 24,000, S&P 2,600, and the Nasdaq Composite, which is different than the 100, that's 7,000. That's the key support there. Currencies, they've rebounded a little bit against the dollar, and I'll tell you why in a minute after I go through them. Pound is 127.29, down about 3 pips. It has been down to 126.92. Euro is up a third of a percent, 114.30. The low has been 113.80, and the dollar is down 10 pips against the yen at 112.60. It has been down to 112.23, so the dollar's rebounded against the yen, but is dropped against the European currencies. Dollar is down dollar's up 0.4% against the yuan at 691. Brent and WTI crude are pretty much unchanged. Brent is up 0.4%, just above 62. WTI is at 52.66. Bond market, 10-year yield is up 1 basis point at 285. There's a story here, zero hedge, dollar slides after Goldman capitulates, pulls March rate hike forecast. I don't like to say, yeah, well, Goldman moved the dollar or whatever, but it's just an interesting note from that came out yesterday from Goldman from their head economist, Jan Hatzius, entitled The Ides of March. They've been very hawkish, Goldman Sachs. They've been calling for 4 rate hikes in 2019. But now in this latest note, the head economist is now calling for less than a 50% probability of a rate hike in March. and that's quite significant. So that's another, how can I say, indicator that the bankers and the markets are getting concerned that the Fed is too hawkish and that they might actually kind of pare back their tightening. We'll have to see. Currencies, they're all sinking. So I wrote this, and this is a part two. To be honest, I can't find part one, but it doesn't matter. I used to have a blog back then called forsoundmoney.com. I discontinued that because I was too busy at work. And eventually I started doing what I was trying to do in my blog, forsoundmoney.com, through my videos on maneco 64. So luckily I found it posted on marketoracle.co.uk. Yeah, and it's from April 24th, 2007. And why am I talking about this? Well, because yes, the dollar might weaken in the future. And I did talk last week about the fact that the cycle is pointing to a bear market in the dollar index. Does that mean that you got to get out of the dollar into the euro, into the yen, into sterling and other fiat currencies? Maybe, but personally, I think the currencies, excuse me, against which not only the dollar but all the other currencies will debase or sink against are going to be gold and silver, especially silver, I think, because there's more room to the upside. And historically as well, going back thousands of years, gold and silver maintain their purchasing power. Fiat currencies, as we know, as Voltaire said, they eventually return to their intrinsic value of zero. Gold and silver will never be worth zero. People will always, desire those two precious metals. So what did I say back then? Well, I'll read it through it. I don't need to quote myself, I guess. Excuse me. Last December we wrote, they are all sinking. How about our present monetary system is a dollar-based system and how it has evolved. We also noted how the major so-called hard currencies along with the dollar had been losing value against gold since 2001. In part two, we'll be giving an update on how the major fiat currencies are faring against gold at the present time. And I go on to say, we feel that there is a great deal that has been made of the demise of the dollar, while there is, on the other hand, a great deal been made of the $2 pound. Well, when I was writing at the time, the pound is at $2 sterling, and the $136 euro. At the time, the euro is very strong, 136. Focusing on dollar weakness alone is, in our opinion, a mistake, because in the end of the day, all major fiat currencies are being inflated, and as a result, losing purchasing power versus real goods, services, and assets. As gold has been the currency with the best track record over the last few thousand years, and as a result has maintained purchasing power, we find it appropriate to compare government-imposed currencies, legal tendered, right, with the yellow metal. So I compared, how gold was doing in some different currencies. So here we go. Our latest calculations show that the dollar, the euro, and the British pound, and the Swiss franc, and the Japanese yen have continued to lose value against gold. Since we last wrote, the dollar price of gold has gone from $618 to $684, which is a gain of 10.68% for gold. Against the euro, gold has gone from 472 to 502, a gain of 6.35%. Versus the British pound, it is up to 342 pounds from 316, a gain of 8.23%. The Swiss franc has lost 9.15% as gold has risen from 754 Swiss francs to 823. And lastly, the yen. Against the yen, we have seen gold rally from 73,000 to a present level of 81,100 yen, or a debasement of 11.09% for the Japanese currency. And I conclude by saying, as can be seen, talk of the death of dollar is only partly true. We feel that it is more appropriate to talk of the demise of the fiat monetary system, and with it, the death of all the currencies that make up that system. So nothing's changed. I mean, nowadays we've got sterling. You know, at that time it was 342. Now it's almost 1,000. It's around 980. The gold price, euro price of gold is was 502. Now it's above, 1,000. Same for the Swiss franc. The yen is in the hundreds of thousands, I think now. Well, it's 140,000. There you go. Back then it was 81,000. So it just goes to show that you need to focus on protecting yourself with the precious metals. Yes, you might want to trade the dollar against the euro or the pound or the yen or the Aussie dollar. But for longer term, for maintaining your purchasing power, don't get into the game that, the dollar is going to weaken, so I'm going to buy euros and, stack up on Aussie dollar or Canadian dollar. No, maybe trading, yes, but for preservation and of wealth, in my opinion, that's what I think. You might not believe the same as I do, but that's what I believe, and it has proven over the last 11 years to continue to be true. And in my opinion, in 10 years' time, it's going to be even more true when we look at this article and this video today. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. It's important for the YouTube algorithms. It helps. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And you can also follow me on Steemit, DTube, and on Twitter. I wish you all a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.